Good afternoon, Sat Shri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum, and a very warm welcome to the season 2 of Phoenix Literature Festival. A true amalgamation of literary diversity, blended with wisdom of authors, writers, poets, storytellers, with the dash of Toastmasters fun. Now, no one can whistle a symphony. It takes an orchestra to play it. Likewise, our extravaganza is incomplete without the support from Startup Job Sortin, the weekly show with Aditya, Leaders Are Readers Book Club, South Delhi Toastmasters Club, Delhi Advanced Toastmasters Club, Phoenix Toastmasters Club, Write With Us, Physical Education Foundation of India, The Eternal Quest, Karmafoundation, Gavaksh, Ahmdabad Book Club, Mana Arts, Wildlife Foundation, and last but not the least, Gujarati Book Club. Season 1 of the Literature Festival was held in October 2020, and it was a huge success with participation of creative minds throughout the world. Besides, we have an exclusive community of 125 members spread across 6 countries of writers and readers at Write With Us. And this community helps members and guests to hone their inner content creator by crafting better speeches and original content. Now, what's the best thing about it? Tell me, people. Yes, this community is open to all. For more details about it, feel free to type in your email address at the chat box or the YouTube comments box, and we will surely contact you. Now, moving on, let's begin the inauguration ceremony formally for this event. Now, to begin this event formally, let me call upon Kaushik Bhattacharya, DTM. Kaushik Bhattacharya is a BTech graduate in information technology with more than 10 years of experience in MNCs. In Toastmasters, Kaushik has been 2 times runner-up in division-level international speech contest and a district-level contestant in the table topics contest. In 2019, he became the District 41 champion for evaluation speech contest. He has been a part of district PR team and has served his club as a Golden Gavel winning President, Distinguished Club President, and a VP PR. Kaushik has been 2 times Assistant Area Director. He has also served as a President Distinguished Division Director and Assistant Club Growth Director for District 41. That's too much, isn't it? He is the former District Public Relation Manager and is the current CGD of District 41. Let us welcome Kaushik Bhattacharya with a huge round of applause. Please unmute yourselves and let's welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today and taking time out of your busy schedule to also join the litfest, which is in its season 2 or version 2, as we call it. We all are human beings and we all are social beings. In our daily life, every day, we travel through different parts and aspects of our journey. And while we are traveling and while we are at our different journeys, sometimes we also are at our homes. Now, when we are in our homes, we do realize this, that we are comfortable with AC on, and in those apartments, in our houses, we feel cozy. Now, in our life, while we are in this cozy atmosphere and this cozy journey, the windows and the doors provide the much needed relaxation to us. Sometimes we long for the windows to be open, for the fresh air to come. When in the last 2 years, probably being at our homes, we have learned more the essence and the value of travel, where we wanted to go out, meet people in person, travel to a distant land, and enjoy the warmth of meeting another human being face to face. Now, in our journey of life, we all social beings are inspired by this thought of connecting, growing, networking, and learning from each other. Literature is one such window that is provided to us as a blessing. It honors, it hones, and it homes our creativity. It lets our essence and it lets our spirit run free when we want and where we want to. Sometimes when we are on a rocky mountain, we can dream and express our feelings about a sea beach through literature. Sometimes when we are at our couch and we are lonely and we feel, we can find our comfort of inspiration and that dose of magic in literature. You, me, all of us have a little bit of magic in ourselves. And we all can believe in that magic. And we all together can make sure that this magic is transforming lives. Literature is one such window where when we are willing to venture out from our comforts or on our boxes or on our life in our couch of daily mundane, literature is that window that brings in that fresh release of life. It is very important, hence, to have literature. When humanity started, we started with Iliad, Odyssey, Mahabharata, and Ramayana, epics of literature. And today, when I express my words in a couple of verses that expresses my feelings and emotions towards any other person or anything close to me, that is also literature. We all have that literary magic in us. And I thank this platform to celebrate the literary magic, to celebrate the culture that is present in all of us, and to celebrate the creative spirits of litfest. Phoenix Literature Festival. It's a beacon that is rising from the mundane to the ashes. And I'm sure that this will go on and spread more light, awareness, and beauty about literature and creativity. Thank you so much. And I wish a very great journey for this LitFest and the coming days. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya. And indeed, literature is a magical window. Now time for audience questions. Speaking of literature, let me ask upon the first question for today. William Shakespeare is the most celebrated author, playwright, and a poet. He was from Warwickshire, England. No, that's not the question. The question is, who is considered as the Shakespeare of the Arab world? No Googling. Open up your chat boxes and send me the answers right away. Who is considered as the William Shakespeare of the Arab world? Quick. Okay. All right. I cannot. Come on, people. It's not that difficult. Or is it? All right. I'll give you 10 seconds for that. Okay. And I'm timing it here. So last 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over. So the answer is Khalil Gibran, or Khalil Gibran as he's famously called, is considered as the William Shakespeare of the Arab world. And I do have his famous right, The Prophet, and it's a must read and it's a collection of his celebrated work. So that's Khalil Gibran for you people. Now moving on to the next event, now we have a lot of dignitaries with us, our division directors, other district officers, and people from outside Toastmasters also. So let's start with words of wisdom from the best in District 41s. Let's welcome Ektasi Shetty. Ektasi Shetty is an MBA in marketing from IIM Lucknow. She has been working from 4 years in the field of regional marketing, managing social media, activities and engagement, event management, and also email marketing, blogs, external PR, and stakeholder management. Outside of work in Toastmasters, she's an avid reader and is a huge sports fan. And that's where I really resonate with Ekta. So without a delay, let's welcome our next speaker today, Ektasi Shetty.
Thank you so much, Shiva, for this opportunity. And I'd also like to thank Phoenix Litfest and all the organizers for coming up with such a wonderful initiative. We're already in our second year, which is a humongous achievement. And I'm so glad that I'm a part of it this time. I would like to share in maybe the first 2 minutes, I'd like to share my story, my love affair with books rather. So when I was growing up in school, they used to give us books for winning. Like if you stood first in class, you would win a book. If you won the Hindi prize or any other prize, you would win a book. So that was how I started cultivating the reading of, that is how I cultivated the art of reading. And obviously childhood was full of Enid Blyton, Secret Seven, Famous Five, Mallory Towers, and everything else. And as I grew up, I realized that I can actually merge my interest for books with my other interests. For example, because I'm a huge sports fan, and when I say huge sports fan, I very actively and passionately follow cricket, tennis, soccer, the Olympics games, the Asian games. Any statistic you ask me, I will explain it to you very well. So I just realized that I needed a forum for me to read more and to absorb more. When I started reading sports autobiographies and biographies, which is my favorite genre of books, I would be transported to those iconic sports moments that actually happened, maybe 5 years back, 10 years back, where it was like, oh my God, I was there. I was watching this match. This is exactly what happened. And oh, this also happened, because they would share more trivia in the book which you would not know about. So it transported me to an entirely new world. I completely agree with Kaushik when he said that even if you don't have the capacity to travel, even if you don't have the capacity to do a lot of things to be a real life hero, you can become one. You can get transported to that magical world in books. Another thing is traveling, because I discovered my love for traveling after I moved base to Delhi. And once I started traveling, I realized how liberating it can be and how much you can learn on every trip that you go to. So I also started reading travel books, and this is one book that I would like to recommend to each one of you. It's called The Happiness of Pursuit. No, I haven't gotten it wrong. It's not The Pursuit of Happiness. It is The Happiness of Pursuit, written by Chris Kilibo. It's a book that talks about how he made a plan to visit every country in the world. And when he had made that plan in 2011, there were 190 countries in the world. He actually ended up visiting all countries in the world. No, he was not super rich. He didn't have all the money in the world, but he planned so meticulously and he executed it so beautifully. This book is basically a culmination of all his experiences. And when you read such books, you get inspiration that you can do anything in your life, anything. So I believe that even in office, I'm very lucky. There is this book borrowing service called Winch, which allows me to borrow physical hardbound copies of books. And I ended up reading 96 books in the last 2 years. Before the pandemic, that is. After that, it stopped. But it was just an amazing experience. So I believe that you need not, even if you're not, even if you don't have the patience to read a book, you can start small. You can start reading an article. You can start reading anything that interests you. And I don't agree with anybody when they say that you should have read classical literature, you should read Arundhati Roy, or you should read somebody. Everybody has their own preferences and choices, right? We don't have to impose our choices on somebody else. And it doesn't make us greater than somebody else if we have read a particular book. I believe that everybody should be allowed to just read, to explore what they like. And it need not be in English only. It can be in any vernacular language, but anything that actually challenges you to think differently, I believe is something that you should do. It's basically enriching for your soul. And with that, I know that Phoenix Literature Fest is a great platform. It's a 3-day online fest that's happening, where there is a confluence of readers, writers, and passionate literature enthusiasts. Obviously, a lot of Toastmasters put in from all over the world, not just from India. So this is an amazing initiative. When I read about it last time, I was not actively involved last year, but I'm so glad that Rahul personally invited me and I got this opportunity. Hats off to you for all the planning, for those 50 plus volunteers who've come together to make this happen, to all those clubs. It was a matter of pride for me. I know I can't take credit for that. They're not a part. I mean, I am the division director, but I honestly had no credit in doing whatever has been done. But amazing job done by all of you. And all the best. I will try to join in as much as I can over the next 2 days also. And here's wishing everyone a happy Independence Day in advance. This is our way to liberate ourselves from any of the preconceived notions that we have. And by actually giving each one of us a chance to maybe read something and become a better human being. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ektasi Shetty. Can you have a leader as humble as her? Now, come on. She clearly said that I have no role except in the speech and the entire festival. Now, that's being humble, and that's the foremost and the most important quality of being a leader. No doubt you make a wonderful division director, Ekta. And thank you so much for telling us, giving us tips and tricks on how to build up a reading habit. Speaking of that, I am not an avid reader myself, but I did read a lot of William Shakespeare before I passed my 10th. Right, and that's why one of the reasons actually why I'm so focused on William Shakespeare. Now, talking of William Shakespeare, here's another question for the audience. So fasten your seatbelts. Here it goes. William Shakespeare's legacy survives not only in the plays, but also in his contributions to the English language. Can you name some phrases which have been borrowed from William Shakespeare? There are a lot of phrases. Can you name some of the famous phrases that have been contributed by him?
1 pound of flesh.
1 pound of flesh, okay.
Merchant of Venice. I don't have the right word, but it was something. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merchant of Venice, that's right.
What's in a name?
What's in a name? Yes. Okay, so that's one-liners, but not exactly used in English. That is as good as quoting William Shakespeare. Nonetheless, very good. Blind leading
All
the blind.
All the world's a stage. All the world's a stage.
All the world is a stage. Oh yes, yes, that's nice. Okay, another one.
There's one from Tempest also. I forgot. Anyone can remember?
Tempest, the Ferdinand one, right? Okay, I don't know which is the one.
The one between Prospero, Miranda, and Ferdinand.
Ferdinand and Adriel, right? I remember vaguely, but no, not exactly.
I don't remember from Shakespeare. I remember that water everywhere, all the boats will stink. It was from his friend Coleridge.
Okay. We've got a lot of enthusiasts who know a lot of things about William Shakespeare. So let's break the suspense. Fair play has been given by William Shakespeare. Wear your heart on your sleeves is another term coined by William Shakespeare. In a Pickle again by William Shakespeare. Night Owl by William Shakespeare. And another one, Dead as a Doornail by William Shakespeare. So that's William Shakespeare for you people. No wonder he's the most celebrated playwright, poet, and an author. Now, moving on next, we have a next speaker with us who is who is not a Toastmaster, but he has tremendous contributions in the field of sports. We have the next speaker coming up is Piyush Jain. Piyush Jain is the National General Secretary of Physical Education Foundation of India, a national sports promotion organization and recognized by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. His contribution to the development of sporting culture in the education sector, schools, colleges, and universities in the country is massive and unparalleled. And in fact, it is the sports which are the limelight after the Olympics, isn't it? So without any delay, let's call upon Piyush Jain.
Yeah, thank you. So, my fellow guest, Ektasi Shetty ma'am and Kaushik Bhattacharya ji, for by this Phoenix Literature Festival second edition, organized by Phoenix TM Master Club. Basically, I am not a from the background of this literature or which is related to the books. I'm a sports person, and as an administrator of a organization which is the physical education teachers, professionals and coaches. So I think अभी तो सभी लोग ना नीरज चोपड़ा की बातें कर रहे हैं, सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि इंडिया में ना स्पोर्ट्स में कुछ चेंजेस आने चाहिए. But when Uma Shankar Kharia, my friend, and Rahul connect with me regarding this Phoenix Literature Festival second edition to say something, so I would like to say कि स्पोर्ट्स में भी ना किताबों का बड़ा योगदान होता है. मतलब किसी भी चीज में यदि हम लोगों को पढ़ाई करना है, मतलब पढ़ना भी है तो खेलना भी है तो पढ़ना है. I think पढ़ना लिखना भी उतना ही जरूरी है जितना खेलना. So on this platform of this today's Phoenix Literature Festival inauguration time, मैं यही कहना चाहता हूं कि हम सब लोगों को ना दो बड़े इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट होते हैं लाइफ के. एक होता है मेंटल डेवलपमेंट एंड अनदर वन इज द फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट. So for mental development, we always say कि हम लोगों को खूब सारा पढ़ना चाहिए, रीजनिंग करना चाहिए और ये सारी चीजें करना चाहिए. But for physical development, we always go for the exercise, gym and body and sports and all other things. So physical education and sports is like that we develop all the parameters. हम लोग complete man किसे कहते हैं? Those who are having a 5 parameters, like he is a physically strong, mentally tough, and emotionally अच्छा हो, and socially adjustable हो, and lastly it should be spiritually, मतलब वो भगवान को ही मानता हो. The person who is having these 5 qualities is having a perfect man, perfect quality. So without, यदि मैं सिर्फ बात स्पोर्ट्स की करूं कि सर सिर्फ हमको बॉडी बनाना है, जिम अच्छा करना है, but we don't have the sense of mental toughness, पढ़ाई लिखाई की बात ही नहीं करें, we don't have the knowledge, तो फिर वो स्पोर्ट्स, फिजिकल एजुकेशन और स्पोर्ट्स कुछ नहीं करेगा, फिजिकल एजुकेशन कुछ नहीं करेगी. सो इफ वी वांट टू बी सक्सेसफुल, मतलब कंप्लीट पर्सनालिटी की बात करेंगे तो इन दैट कंप्लीट पर्सनालिटी, रीडिंग हैबिट्स, हैविंग अ नॉलेज ऑफ डिफरेंट बुक्स एंड ऑल अदर थिंग्स, ये भी बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम हियर फॉर डिस्कसिंग विद यू. So we all should, those who are in the field of this Toastmaster Club and reading की आदत है, खूब सारा पढ़ते हैं, मतलब होता ना, स्पोर्ट्स वालों के लिए ना बॉडी बिल्डिंग अच्छी होना चाहिए और पढ़ने लिखने वालों के ना ग्लासेस होना चाहिए, चश्मा वश्मा लगा होना चाहिए, उनके बाल बड़े होने चाहिए. तो फॉर ए कंप्लीट मैन, कंप्लीट पर्सनैलिटी, वी शुड फोकस ऑन 5 थिंग्स. One is the physically, second is the mentally, third is the emotionally, and fourth one is the socially, and last is the we should be the spiritually. So for a complete personality development, हम लोगों को खेलना कूदना भी चाहिए, हम लोगों को पढ़ना भी चाहिए, and organizing this type of program, festivals on this literature, ये भी बड़ा अच्छा है कि हम लोगों को कुछ पढ़ने लिखने को मिलेगा. अब एज ए एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर ऑफ द फिजिकल एजुकेशन फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया, हम लोग बहुत कम पढ़ते हैं, हम लोग सिर्फ बोलते हैं, पढ़ते नहीं है. लेकिन अभी कुछ दिनों से मैं सोच रहा हूँ, मुझे बुक मिली है नई, ओलंपिक गाथा. अभी सब लोग ओलंपिक की बात कर रहे हैं, तो अभी मैं 17 तारीख को आई वाज इन प्रेस क्लब फॉर ए रिलीज फंक्शन ऑफ द बुक ओलंपिक गाथा along with मेजर ध्यानचंद के जो सन है ना अशोक ध्यानचंद, उनके साथ मैंने एक किताब रिलीज किया ओलंपिक गाथा। तो मैंने सोचा कि यार मैं पढ़ता तो नहीं हूँ बट मैं इसको पढ़ूंगा, और इसको पढ़ के ना मुझे ओलंपिक का एंशिएंट टाइम से लेके आज तक के प्रेजेंट लास्ट ओलंपिक तक का सारा रिकॉर्ड याद रखूंगा। सो फॉर दिस फीनिक्स लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल आई ट्राई कि मैं थोड़ा सा मैं भी पढ़ूं लिखूं, और आप लोगों की तरह ज्यादा तो नहीं बट कुछ अच्छी चीजें करने की कोशिश करूं, कुछ रीडिंग में, स्टोरी टेलिंग में, इन सब चीजों में। So once again, thank you for inviting me as a guest here for this inaugural function of Second Phoenix Literature Festival. And my best wishes to all the organizers, those who are directly or indirectly associated, and all those who are watching this program. My best wishes that this 3 days program should be a grand success. Once again, thankful to you. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Piyush Jain, and what a wholesome address. You are absolutely right. The contribution of sports in one's life is unparalleled. And I have my favorite memories and learnings from the time I played tournaments in my college in cricket and basketball. So just a heads up, Mr. Piyush Jain, if you have any vacancies in the Indian women cricket team for cricketers, please consider me in. I am an avid cricket fan and a player as well. All right. So jokes apart, let's carry on the session with our next speaker. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Virtual. It's Toastmaster Mohan Singh. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And Toastmaster Mohan Singh is the president of Phoenix Toastmaster Club. By profession, he's a manager operations in an MNC with 15 plus years of experience. He loves reading motivational books and admirer of nature. He dreams to contribute towards nature preservation. How noble, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Mohan Singh on the virtual stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shiva. So, good afternoon, everyone. The warm good afternoon from my end to all of you. And I welcome you, everyone, to Second Phoenix Toastmasters Literature Festival, where so many authors and book lovers will gather not for 1 day, not for 2 days, but for 3 long days. I'm really super excited to learn a lot from you. I just wanted to learn a lot from you. I'm just sharing a short story about myself, and that is from my childhood. In my childhood, not exactly in my childhood, but I can say until I was doing the graduation. Okay, before I share my story, I have one question for all of you. Can anyone tell me how much a person means, how many words an average person speak in a single day? Anyone can answer me? Okay, Toastmaster Shiva, in case you can answer. How many total words a person speaks in a day?
15,000?
Exactly, you are absolutely right. It is 15,000 plus. If I can again figure it out, it is 15,669 total words being spoken by a male person, and by a female it is almost 1,000 more. Okay, jokes apart. So until I was doing the graduation, I was not even able to utter, in my opinion, 5,000 words. That is just because I was kind of introvert. I was kind of a meek person at that moment. Doesn't mean that I was not aware of the current situation or at the situation at that moment. I was familiar. I was one of the top students in my class as well. But the problem was that I was not able to express myself. Now, how did I found that what can I do to be vocal around? I started writing my thoughts. Believe me, when you are in a situation that you cannot tell your thoughts, your feelings to someone else, start noting it down on a diary, on a paper, wherever it is possible for you. I started writing in a diary. Sometimes I started writing until 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the night. Believe me, in 2-3 years, what the changes I felt in myself, that I started working on my vocal cord. I thought that now I am that much vocal that the people can understand my views, my thought process clearly. And that helped me a lot in my corporate experience as well. Now coming again, the initiative Write With Us is working like a torch bearer for all of us, at least for the emerging writers. Here we can find the right guidance from the experienced authors. Dear guest, do you know how my days start? You must say that it is, of course, with a cup of tea, but believe me, my day starts when I am reading at least minimum 15 to 20 minutes per day. Now, what is the impact of this reading? When you are starting your day without the reading, it is specifically applies on me as well. When I miss to read at least for 15 to 20 minutes a day, what happens that throughout the day, there is something which is revolving in my mind. There is something which is hovering around. Somebody is coming and knocking the door of my mind that Mohan, you have forgot something today. You should have not forgot that. That is something which my soul says to me on a daily basis. And that is the reason people are addicted to something or different things, but I am addicted to reading, and that is on daily basis. Few people can say that Saturday, Sunday is off for me. I am never off from reading. So that is the magic of reading that keeps me motivated per day and every day. Now, I would like to extend a thank you note to all the participants who are going to participate in this successful event, the honorable Toastmasters and guests who have joined us today and who will be joining us in coming days also. And of course, about the army of the talented people without whom this event is not going to be a successful event. And of course, the one and only Toastmaster Rahul, who is tirelessly working towards this event and try to make this a huge success. That is all from my end. I wish everyone a good luck. Thank you so much, and back this stage to Toastmaster Shiva. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan Singh. Well, very well said that reading and books play a very important part in one's life. And thank you for sharing your life anecdotes with us. Now, speaking of reading and books, a fun fact for the audience. Did you know that there is a library in Alexandria in Egypt where there's a bench in shape of a William Shakespeare novel? Did you know that? Oh, I can see emojis, surprise emojis. And yes, to add to this, do you know that I have a picture sitting on that bench? All right, sorry, that's just boasting. Okay, now with that, let's welcome. Okay, wait, let's see. Talking about sitting, we have been so bored sitting at home for more than a year working from home, and our fitness has taken a toll. But not for our next speaker, because our next speaker is a fitness enthusiast. And why not? He is also a healthcare professional with more than a decade experience in diagnostics and medical devices industry. He is the current Division D director and an aspiring author. Let's hear from him, folks. Toastmaster Ganesh Rawat.
Toastmaster Siva, you have got great energy, wonderful energy. I was feeling sleepy, now I'm active. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished leaders, writers, and speakers. It's my privilege to be part of this Phoenix Literature Festival today, an initiative by Phoenix Toastmasters Club and Write With Us, an initiative led by Toastmaster Rahul Sharma and an extraordinary group of writers and speakers. It is difficult to see so many, more than 15 numbers, writers, speakers, script writers, book reviewers, storytellers in a single platform. It is only possible in a literature festival like this. I'm sure this literature festival will help all the aspiring authors to learn directly from the horse's mouth, to learn the nuances of writing, which will help in their journey going forward. As it is said, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story. And this festival will help to bring those untold stories in the form of writing. Behind every great event, there is a lot of planning and preparation. And I appreciate all the efforts put by entire organizing team in making this literature festival possible. I wish Phoenix Literature Festival all the best and a plethora of learning throughout 3 days. Over to you, Toastmaster Shiva. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Division Director Saab. A huge round of applause for Ganesh once again, since he is my Division Director. Okay, let's hear it out for Ganesh Ravat. All right, now moving on next. You correctly said, Toastmaster Ganesh, that behind every successful event, there are a lot of sleepless nights by organizers, and there's lot of efforts and sweats and blood by the organizers. So let me now call upon one of our organizers, Rahul Kumar, to officially thank our esteemed inaugurators. But before that, let's have a short introduction to Rahul Kumar. Rahul Sharma is working as a CBO at startupjob.in. He is a best-selling author of 10 children books, a certified creative writer, an award-winning marketer, and a public speaker. He has been nominated for the highly coveted award Rex Karamveer Chakra Youth Fellowship for contribution in bringing positive change into society in July 2020. I am sure we would wind up by tomorrow if we give his detailed introduction. He is such a decorated person. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rahul Sharma with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, MC Shiva. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful at first to all the organizing team, 50 plus members working day and night to make this event successful. Thank you, everyone. You made it possible. I'm also equally grateful to Kaushik for coming over and sharing your thoughts and empowering us behind the scenes, putting motivation, how we can do better. Thank you, Ektasi Shetty, for helping us spreading our words wider. Thank you, Piyush sir, for your motivation, your strength, your help, support in peer villages, and your support to make peer better. Thank you, Mohan. Under your guidance, we are able to make this fest possible under Phoenix. Thank you, Ganesh Ravatji, for all the support, all the morning writing sessions we carried out, and so many learnings we have seen, we have witnessed. Thank you. The only word I have is a thank you. Thank you, everyone. If I have not thanked you, thank you. The mission, the show must go on, and it's a show of us. Lit Festival is for you, and it belongs to you. I give the stage back to MC Shivasud.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul Sharma. Well, that's Toastmaster Rahul Sharma for you, another humble leader we have in our family of Toastmasters.